All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 168-pound division where Canelo Alvarez gets called out by Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford gets embarrassed by the UFC, and we already know the answer to what Canelo Alvarez is going to do next and whether or not it is going to be a fight with Terence Crawford. Let's talk about that in this video. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Man, Terence Crawford was at the fight, the UFC fight. He was actually at the boxing match as well, but he was at the UFC fight. He made an appearance and sat next to Turki Al-Sheikh and jumped on a mic and said, "Hey, tell Canelo we want the biggest and the best fight. We want the best fight. Me, you. Tell him, Turki. Hey, Turki, tell him." And Turki said, yeah, we want fight. We want fight. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez is in the ring fighting Edgar Berlanga. And when he gets out, shocker, Canelo Alvarez is not who he calls for. But I have to tell you, man, Kendrick Lamar, the UFC announcers put up a graphic of Terence Crawford and called him by the name Kendrick Lamar. Look, if that doesn't tell you everything we need to know about this, well, Canelo Alvarez, after he got done beating Edgar Berlanga, said that his next fight he wants is a rematch with Dimitri Bivol. If Dimitri Bivol beats Arthur Beterbiev in the fight that those guys have coming up in a couple months. Oh, I think maybe is it in October? I think it's going to be in October. So Beterbiev, Canelo ain't said nothing about that, of course. But I guess he assumes that Bivol's going to win, and that's what he wants to do next. So is Canelo Alvarez going to get this fight? I mean, is Terence Crawford going to get this fight? No, he is not. Why is he not going to get it? Well, let's think about the myriad of things that have taken place that is going to tell Canelo Alvarez for Canelo Alvarez to not want to work with Turki Al-Sheikh. Could it have something to do with the fact maybe that Turki Al-Sheikh went head to head with him in Vegas for a UFC card on a date that is traditionally where Canelo Alvarez goes? Aside from all the claims from Dana White that was his date and how Al Heyman came in and stole it from him from the MGM Grand. From the MGM Grand owns those what was the arena? I think it's the T-Mobile Arena. That's where they were supposed to be, but Al Heyman stole it from them, stole their date. No, Canelo Alvarez is all on that date. So how do you think that is going to ride with a guy like Canelo, who's got a massive ego, a touch of delusion, and a vindictive nature? Do you think he then says, "Hey, man, since you went against me and tried to embarrass me on my fight night on a date, Mexican Independence Day, the next thing that I want to do is work with you." I want to work with you. How about I just come back to the MGM? I come back to the T-Mobile Arena. They pay me a massive bonus, a massive guarantee for the gate the next time I do it, and call it a day. So what does that mean for Terence? Number one, I cannot underestimate or understate the importance of them putting Kendrick Lamar's name over Terence Crawford's name. I cannot underestimate the significance of that. That right there tells you what Terence Crawford is. Terence Crawford is known to people, but he is not a big star, like a really, really big star. The chances of Gervonta Davis sitting there and Gervonta Davis being confused for, I don't know, whatever light-skinned rapper from, I don't know, one of them dudes, I have a hard time, one of those guys, him getting confused for a popular rapper. No. Okay? He's not sitting there and they're going to put Drake over the top of that. Now, Gervonta doesn't look as much like Drake as maybe Terence Crawford with his hairstyle does with Kendrick Lamar. But hey, man, I think maybe they're giving Turkey Al Sheik a little bit too much credit. They're like, oh, we got Kendrick Lamar here. Hey, I know it's Terence. Just put Kendrick Lamar, man. It'll get the crowd excited. They all look alike. Look, man, you're at a certain level of people. That's not gonna happen to. Then, to Terence Crawford's credit, he left the UFC fight and came over to the Canelo Alvarez fight where he should have been to begin with, and right in his face, Canelo says, "I want Dimitri Bivol." Terence Crawford, is he going to retire? He said the only fight that he wants is Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez just said again, the next person I want is Dimitri Bivol. He's clearly not interested in Terence Crawford. So what is Terence Crawford going to do? Terence is going to have to shit or get off the pot is what Terence is going to have to do. He's going to have to decide to fight those guys around him, not for the biggest fights in boxing, but just for the biggest fight that he can get. And the biggest fight for him is probably going to be a free check that Turkey gives him for beating somebody else up that we don't want to see him fight. And if he does it again, because that did happen with Madrimov, but it wasn't so bad because Madrimov has a championship. But if it continues to happen, I guess maybe the next person they confuse him with is going to be, I don't know, Wesley Snipes, something like that. But anyway, man, I hope to see the Canelo Alvarez Terence Crawford fight, but I think that it is safe to say that thing is absolutely positively dead in the water. Absolutely positively dead in the water. Now, maybe if he goes up there and Terence Crawford fights Berlanga, because I'm going to tell you who the winner of the evening was. The winner of the evening was Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga put up a very tough, very, very gritty, very strong performance against Canelo Alvarez. Strong performance for a kid his age and a kid that didn't have anywhere near that much experience getting in the ring with a guy like Canelo Alvarez. Man, people thought, and I thought he was going to get up out of there. He's going to get caught with something. He did get caught with something, but man, all he did is just stomp his gloves, get back up there and keep on fighting. And you could tell that he knew he was outgunned, but it was just nothing but his will, his determination that allowed him to, to do what he did, man, and finish that fight. And finish that fight on his feet. He fought back, so it wasn't even like it was a Jermell Charlo where he was just trying to survive. He didn't get knocked out, so it wasn't like Caleb Plant when Caleb Plant fought Canelo. So as far as, the last several opponents that fought him, I mean, shoot, he looked as good or better than Jaime Munguia did, Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga looked as good or better than Caleb Plant did. Hey, man, Edgar Berlanga, my opinion, he's arrived. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.